Thanks.
Thank you so much for having me.
How are you doing?
I'm okay. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good.
It's okay here. You can.
Okay.
I get it.
Okay.
You know?
You get it? Do you get it? I feel like you don't get it. That's okay. That's
Why?
Okay. You know, fall admit.
That's right. You can tell me. Is what I'm saying. It's an open environment here. Okay. Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
About being a spring inmate?
Yeah.
That's how I define myself. So that's what
That's
I
good.
You're asking.
So walk me through the life of a spring inmate. So you're at USC.
Sure.
It's your first semester, which is not in September or August rather, but it's in January because you're a spring inmate.
Yes.
How was that?
It was difficult. It was a little bit lonely. Yeah, it was a challenge, but it was worthwhile, I'd say. I became kind of a student at USC, second class student.
And don't forget it. Was there a moment where you felt like the school wasn't accepting you? And not by like they didn't accept you for the fall, but like they weren't accepting of you.
Yes, I would say I had a weird situation as a spring inmate. A lot of spring inmates get pushed into like grad housing, but I lived in McCarthy. McCarthy made a big thing about everybody knowing each other and having a community, but they didn't make that big deal in the spring, and then I just kind of plopped in there.
Parachuted right in there.
Right in there.
Were they accepting of you? What did you have to do to be a scholarship student? Was it branding?
What did I have to do to get my scholarship? Well, see, it's interesting because there's a bit of a pompousness to it that we use to sort of sense each other out, but also
So you're Kaufman students, essentially, is what you're saying.
Essentially, but I have trouble accessing that as a second class student.
You say second class student, and I don't use that term.
Okay.
You use that term. Is that synonymous with being a spring admit?
Yes, but not by our choice. I think it's by the university kind of half-assing the spring admit programs.
How did they half-ass it? Do you have an example of like a class or something that you were in?
There was a class that all SCA majors have to take, except for transfers, which is interesting.
Well, we don't want to talk about. Come on, let's not. I mean, we're talking about spring admits. We're not talking about transfers. So
it's called Reality Starts Here, and it's a mess of a class anyway. It changes every year because they're trying to find a way to make it work, and it just doesn't.
And it's called Reality Starts Here.
Yes.
Has reality started?
Not that
So
I
this
know.
class, yes.
Yes, so Reality Starts Here, sort of to get you acquainted with your cohort as you come into SCA and with the school itself. But the thing is they only offer it in the fall. And so after having a spring semester where I felt like there was no support from USC or SCA, to then go into my second semester feeling like I had kind of gotten my feet under me by myself, and then go into this class where they're like, welcome to your first week. Here's a lot of help that you don't need anymore because you're a spring inmate.
Like what help would they give you?
They would, so like a big point of it was to meet other people, but they were all, you know, like excited freshmen in their first week of classes.
Don't you hate those people? It's like
I hate them.
they
They're
have
worse than spring inmates.
Exactly.
It's kind of irritating to be pushed back into that attitude and have it forced upon you. They want you to be...
It's like, stop!
Exactly.
You're hurting me.
To have them be like, oh, here's that help you needed a semester ago, but you don't need it anymore, but here it is anyway.
What is something that you feel like people don't know about the spring admit experience?
You don't get the same, like, here's a group of like-minded people who are in the same position as you, go meet each other. We don't get anything. We don't get pool parties, for one.
You can contract a lot of diseases at that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we don't get the opportunity.
You don't get the opportunity to
We gotta do
contract
it on our own.
STDs.
Again, we have to do it on our own.
Right, of course. We have some questions from our viewers
Okay.
who were very excited about this interview because all of our viewers are fall admits. So we wouldn't mind. Thank you. Just some few quick questions, if you don't mind, from our viewers. Question number 1: do you eat food?
Yes.
I'm just going to respond.
Take your time.
Second
Okay.
question. Yeah, no. Second question. Hey Dan, love the show Night Class. I think the content that you guys are producing is great. I am a dedicated viewer, and I really think the show has improved so much since season 1. Can't wait to hear what you guys are up for on season 2.
That's the question?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay.
The next question, they say, Dan, if you wouldn't mind asking this spring admit if they wear pants every day of the week.
No.
Thank you. The last question is a series of just yes and no, so you just give me a quick yes and a quick no, just regarding your experience as a spring admit.
These have all been yes or no questions.
First one, cereal,
Yes.
leg day.
You know what I call leg day? I call it fall semester.
You
So I
didn't
skip
call it
it.
yes or no, which is what we're doing right
Okay.
now. Relationships,
No.
happiness,
Eh.
family,
Yes.
friend,
Yeah.
religion,
Yes.
ethics,
No.
emotion,
Sometimes?
cereal.
No.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.